Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Mind of the Football Fans. I'm David. He's Spy. Spy, how you doing?
I'm very good, David. How are you doing?
Very good. I'm very good. I'm so glad to be here. So much has happened in the past 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks since we last were here, talking about football. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back, right?
100%. Very good to be back. We have a lot
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And this is Mind of the Football Fans, your home for all things Premier League football. We talk all things Premier League football on this show, so definitely. But before we get right into football, we have to first and foremost start by saying thank you guys so much for all of you that have continued to support us, and we ask again that you keep vibing with us. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that bell so that you'll be notified when we drop content for you guys. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
That sounds perfect. So I love that. I love that. So again, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and we'll vibe together. And then also don't forget that if you can't watch the podcast live, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, pretty much every podcast platform. So check it out. Wherever I get your podcast from, we're on there. And also follow our social media, Instagram, TikTok, Mind of the Football Fans, where we drop content for you guys all week long. So hope you guys, we find you guys there, and we keep vibing together. Yeah.
Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's pretty much talk football, shall we? Shall we? Shall we talk football?
We shall.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So as always, we have to start with, when it comes to football, we have to start like this, and that is, if you are watching this video, you're listening to us, please let us know what team you support. I am an Arsenal fan. Spy, I assume you are a United fan. Is it? Should I still assume so?
Um, Pretty much yes.
Pretty much, yeah. So please let us know in the comments what club you support. Again, I support, the great Arsenal. He supports
Oh,
the.
okay. Sorry. It's about who?
You support the great. I support the great Arsenal. What do
Why
you
is there
support?
great? Why is there great in front of the name?
Why is there no great in front of the great Arsenal? Like,
What
because
have they won?
Arsenal.
You have to win something to be great, no? I mean, I'm just speculating. You have to win something to be great. They haven't won anything, so why are they great? Carry on, please.
Okay, well, yeah. So I support the great Arsenal. He supports Manchester United, or the Manchester United, whichever one works for you, right?
Three-time Champions League winning Manchester United. That works for me.
Okay. So tell us what team you support, and in the comments, and let's vibe together, let's make connections, and let's keep going. So match week 21 came and gone. That came out wrong. Match week 21. Obviously, the first half of match week 21 was played, rounded up yesterday, being Sunday, with the Manchester United and Spurs, and yeah, Manchester United and Spurs at Old Trafford, and but it's also kicked off with Burnley versus Luton at, what they called? What's Burnley's home called?
More? Something more?
Turf Moor, yeah, yeah, Turf Moor. So that's kicked off. But before we go right into the main stuff, the first question I have for you is, what stood out this first half of match week 21?
Um, what stood out? I would say Newcastle versus Manchester City. That game was unexpected. The fact that the person I told you that we should be worried about, Kevin De Bruyne, he came back from injury and he did what he did. So that's stood out for me.
Okay. Yeah, no, I actually agree with that, because we'll go into the burn. I think that's actually the first. That's the first thing we'll actually get into this episode. First few things we get into. He was electric. Came off the. I think 25. He played 25 minutes and absolutely changed the game. So I do vibe with that. But for me, I think for me, what stood out was just how interesting for 5 games. There was so much energy around those 5 games. No game was actually no. Everton Aston Villa was quite boring because but like other than that, every game had so much intensity and drama and vibe around it. I don't know if you agree with that.
100%. Games were unexpected. People came back, bouncing back. Um, Spurs Manchester United, you can say it was electric. The fact that Everton held Villa to a nil-nil draw, that is also something to be looked on.
Yeah,
And it was a very interesting first half. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. So let's kick on, shall we? Obviously, we'll start with the most interesting game, and that was Manchester City Newcastle.
really,
Manchester, I think that was the most interesting game. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and
agree to
obviously
disagree. Agree to disagree.
that's fair though. That's fair. But like that that was very interesting. But anyways, that's the first game we'll touch on. Manchester City ended up beating Newcastle 3-2. So my question from that game is how much problem because let me give background before I ask the question, but obviously the question is already showing. Let me just give background already. Kevin De Bruyne, it was 2-1 with 25 minutes to go. Kevin De Bruyne comes on. Okay, no one is expecting him to do what he did, but he comes on 4 minutes and I think 44 seconds or something like that. Don't quote me on the exact time. Comes on and he equalizes. Then I think 88 the on the 88th minute, he then assists Oscar Bob, who also comes off the bench to score. But before that, Newcastle City Bernardo Silva had scored this amazing backflip. Like Kyle Walker crosses it and scores this amazing backflip. And then it's 1-0. And then Anthony, what's his name? Not Anthony
Gordon?
Gordon first. No, not Gordon. Isak. Isak then equalizes with a fantastic finish. Amazing. Like that finish was sublime. And then the same thing with Anthony Gordon too. Comes on and is sublime with the finish. Then which brings me to my question. How much problem is KDB being back? And is this the start of the city we are scared of?
I think if we all tune into the last episode that we released, I believe I touched this question before this question came up. I think I said yes, City were missing. They had some injuries, John Stones, whatever, whatever. But the main man who would give problems to that title challenge is not John Stones. It's not going to be Rodri, or it is that man, De Bruyne. And we've seen it now because if this was last 2 weeks, the City are not coming back from that 2-1 defeat. But we can see that that key player, that influence, that trait that De Bruyne brings into that midfield, we can see that, and we have seen that. So I think KDB is a problem, and the problem is him being fit, and we don't know KDB to be injured way too much. So now he's back. I think he's back to win the title.
Yeah, and I don't say this very often. I know obviously last week when we were doing our predictions, I said not last week, like the last episode, I said City, Arsenal. I still feel Arsenal can win the league, but then I'm watching City.
Sorry.
Last episode, I told you that I'm still stick. Yeah, exactly. So and I'm still now. I'm watching this game and KDB is coming off the bench, and I usually don't say this often, but like I'm actually scared. Like I'm scared of where this City team can actually go. Like I'm actually scared to play City right now. Like I don't care what anyone says.
I think I can quote myself if I'm not mistaken from last week. I said Arsenal's long time run will come to an end when they face their think I used the word. I've forgotten the word I used, but let me just use the word right now. Nemesis. Arsenal's nightmare. There you go. Their nightmare, Kevin De Bruyne. And I guess he's
Yeah.
just coming back very soon, Erling Haaland. And you know what happens when De Bruyne and Haaland play?
Oh my god, that would be disgusting. That would be absolutely disgusting. Like that, like I'm actually like sitting now. Like obviously, when they started the season, they had so many ups and downs. Red cards and stuff. The KDB injured, but like now that KDB is back, Haaland is probably coming back like as as next as the next match week. They can literally come back and he can score a hat trick no matter the opponent. Like they don't even care about the opponent anymore.
What can will
So annoying though. So annoying.
you do better?
So annoying.
Don't envy them. You work on your team.
Definitely, obviously, I'm not envying them. I'm not saying I'm envying them. I'm just like it's
You
definitely one of those things where like
cannot stop it.
you just know it.
What's about to happen?
Like
Not to
it,
divert, but like against like Super Cup final. Was it Super Cup? Sorry, Spanish Cup final. Real Madrid versus Barca. When Vinicius is 1-on-1, you know what is going to happen. You can't stop it.
and like pundits on Premier League on Sky Sports, yeah, they are being asked, okay, who's winning the league, and they all say City. In my head, I'm like, these guys are stupid. Are they watching the same City play? Now I'm thinking I'm the stupid one because like I watched that same City play and they're
So, yeah,
absolutely ruthless.
I'm not a pundit, but if you ask me on predictions, I think I have a stand. And when you gave a prediction on Arsenal, I believe I told you even Liverpool and the better seat of winning it than Arsenal. It's not like I'm just being like hateful towards Arsenal. No, I love Arsenal. They're right next to my heart. Yeah, but sometimes we have to be realistic. Like I'm a United fan, but me saying United is going to win the league is me being a fan and not a realist. And same thing with Arsenal. Yes, last season you could say, oh, they gave a good title challenge. That means this season they would do it. They'll do better. But they started off great, but I think ever since they played Villa, they've been shambles, mate. And they need to fix up because the fluence of football we saw Arsenal at the beginning of the season is not what we're seeing now. We're seeing your football now.
Yeah, and definitely I don't even want to stream. I don't want to divert off this first part of Matthew 21, but like currently Arsenal are at Dubai. Yeah, they are Dubai currently on their winter break, just resting up and just touching some things up. But yeah, anyways, we've spoken about City. I mean, we'll probably keep talking about City as the time goes on, right? But let's move on to who they played. They played Newcastle, and Newcastle obviously they gave it a go. Like they actually, you can't say they didn't give it a go. They had two amazing finishes, and they just couldn't. KDB was just the what they call this stuff, this Superman kryptonite for them. KDB was like literally the kryptonite, whatever I would say. But we all know that Newcastle's are currently going through like their longest injury list, and they have so many injuries, and they can't necessarily buy also obvious, and also some other situations too, like with Tolani and stuff. And they necessarily cannot also buy players because of FFP and how much they have spent. If you know what FFP is, you know that they can't actually even go out to the market and do anything. So my question, knowing all this, is how long can Newcastle hold out? Like how long can they survive with all this injury crisis, with all the bans, without going into the market to actually maybe go for like a European spot?
Um, the the mentality that they brought towards that Manchester City game, I think, even though they have injuries and whatnot, if they carry on that mentality to play another team except from City in this league, they are getting a result. And I think that's all that needs to be said. The mentality is not all about injuries sometimes. Yes, there are some key players, but there's no real key player that Newcastle have not played without this season that is currently injured. Because Gordon is still putting on figures. Isaac is still putting on figures, so on and so forth. And that mentality, the way they played against City, counter-attacking football, one touch, simple football, and Trippier not making mistakes as well because that's cost them a lot this season. I think it's cost them like 3 or 4 significant losses. If I can quote Everton, Chelsea, um, I think there are 2 more, but I can't really recall it. But yeah, I think it's just the mentality in the team because once you're quite short on some numbers, you now have to think what can we work with what we have, and I think that's what they should do.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, they give definitely. And you looked at the bench, like the bench, there was no one on the bench that they could actually, in terms of offensively, the offensively they couldn't bring on anyone to actually, let's say, change the game a bit. They looked so leggy. They were so tired. Like, because City just held possession for like the whole game, so like they couldn't necessarily do anything. And I do agree that as a mindset. Technically, if, you know, if they had gone exactly if they had gone to play any other team, they would have actually won that game because they could have.
Because they
Not
were
every.
down and then 2-1 up, 2 goals in like 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Even
you.
against Liverpool, we saw how many. I think that was what 5-3 win or 5-4 win for Liverpool. They were like 6 goals in the second. I think it was 4-2, 6 goals in the second half or something. Newcastle, they would get the goals. It's just, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's just no, not every team has. There's only one team that has KDB that can actually change the game like this. So if any other team they play, they can literally like come out and hold up that result. But again, it was a really good game to watch. Really enjoy. I was watching it and I was like, "What is going on? Like, can this actually be happening? That like Newcastle actually win this?" And then obviously KDB, I saw KDB coming on and I was like, maybe not. Maybe this is not the day. But personally, I would have. Yeah, let's not say that. But yeah,
I was wondering where you were going.
yeah. I think you know where I was going, but let's not say that. Yeah. But let's move on to the second game. No, no, the second game. Yes, the final game of the first half of match week 21. Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford. Amazing game. I just have to say that was an amazing football game. I mean, I don't know, but from my point of view, I don't know for you, but like that was an amazing football game. Wonderful finishes, but oh my, do you see that the way this guy pounced on that shot, Hoyland, the way he put that ball in the net. I didn't expect him to put it like that. And even Rashford too. Rashford's finish was just sublime. And then you Bentancur, oh my, nah, Spire. You have to just appreciate a good finish when you see one.
I'm not taking it to nothing.
Okay, I can see someone is um someone is salty about the game. It's okay. It's okay.
100%.
It's okay. It's okay. But you still have to appreciate a good finish though.
I appreciate Hoyland's finish. I appreciate Rashford's finish.
But you can't appreciate Bentancur's finish.
From a fan perspective, I do.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's good. That's good. But yeah, beautiful finishes. And then also another storyline from the game. This guy was at the game, Sir Rich Richcliffe. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. The guy that bought 25% of United. The deal isn't finalized yet. Probably till like February before it's actually like fully in place. So that's why Man U necessarily don't have money for this transfer window. He was in attendance. Everyone, it all looked good. Storylines, everyone you see taking selfie with him, all lovely. And I think it was also a fair result for both teams, to be honest, because in the first half, United came out and played ball, and then in the second half, Spurs were like, "Nah, I'm done. You guys aren't doing this stuff anymore." So they had to. Then United had to like lean back on the counter attack. And then obviously the game finished 2-2. Hoyland scoring 4 minutes into the game. Wasn't that good? He scored literally 4 minutes into the game. I think that was the first time I've seen United actually do that, to be honest. In a while. My bad, in a while. Yeah. So 4 minutes into the game, Hoyana scored. Then again through a set piece, this guy equalizes with Charlison. So that's another goal, another like that's like five games, 5 goals. He's on that type of streak, and then exactly, and then there's a play outside the box, and then Rashford finishes sublimely, and then 50 seconds into the second half, Bentancur just blasted past Onana. So that was a good game. Knowing that, my question from this game is: should I ask the Spurs question or should I ask the United question first?
Both.
No, you have to ask one first. I can't just ask. You know what I
Ask
mean?
both.
I'll ask both, but what do you want me to ask first?
United.
United, okay. Both goals practically that United scored were kind of counter attacking. Is counter attacking football the new Manchester United way?
Has it not always been the Manchester United way? That should be
Oh
the
no, not really. No, no.
yes.
They literally play counter attacking against every team though.
So that is their way then.
How is it that way? How is it their way? Forgive my English. If we're used to a Manchester United that is very dominant though, that should be very dominant in terms of possession, in terms of attacking, in terms of everything. They should be dominating the teams they play.
I'm sorry, excuse me, but since Ferguson, even during Ferguson, yes, we do dominate the position sometimes, but we were known for counterattacks. That's what
Okay.
we're known for. That's literally why the formation 4-2-3-1 is a united constant formation. That formation allows a counterattack. During the time of Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, so on and so forth, counter-attacking football is Manchester United. That's how the only thing that changes is when we play big teams, we solely base our football on counter attack. When we play underdogs, we try to have possession, and we've seen that a lot of times. We play City, we let City have all the ball, and we hope to bounce back. We play Liverpool, Liverpool have all the ball, we hope to grab one chance. But when we play Luton Town, we want to hold the ball. When we play Bournemouth, we want to hold the ball. I'm sorry, you have to stick to one. It's either you're holding the ball against both teams, and then you're still playing counter attack, or you're playing counter attacking throughout. Don't switch it up because you think this team is a small team or this team is a big team. I'm sorry, that's not how football works.
Okay, then maybe I'm just the one that's reading to a type of way to it. I always knew United as a from every time I watch United, even I just when they played Arsenal, when they play other teams, I always knew them as this team that dominates possession and then can with that possession they can break and score. So now I'm watching United. Sorry?
You're talking about City. That's
No,
the
no,
of Manchester you're talking about right now.
no. That's not no. But like either ways, but now I'm watching United and pretty much they're just sitting back and then Bruno gets the ball literally straight up to Rashford because of obviously how fast or straight up to Garnacho, and then something happens from there. Counter attack. So in my head, I'm just like, is this like how much? Is this how far
That's
Manchester United has
that's
come?
that's how Manchester United has always played. They've always had okay, time of Ferguson, Ronaldo, Nani, Rooney, Van Persie, or Ashley Young, Valencia, Rooney, Berbatov, or so on and so forth. The wingers are always quick because we always break. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, name them.
Hmm. Okay, okay. I mean that's fair. If that's the way they should be getting the results, or they can get the results. That's fair to them. Fair enough. Fair enough. But moving over to Spurs. Spurs signed Spurs very what's the word? Very strong in this transfer window. Getting Timo Werner on loan and getting Dra- Dragusin from I can't remember what team he's from though. But he's a centre back and very active this transfer window. That's the word I was looking for. So But question in terms of Spurs is, can this new signings help them secure that top four spot?
I don't have an answer to that question. Because the Timo Werner we know in Bundesliga is a different Timo Werner that we know in Premier League.
I mean, he did assist Bentancur's goal, so that's a plus.
That assist is not. Do you know what I used to? Sorry, forgive me if I'm wrong, bro. There's one thing I used to do. There's some assists that I really don't classify it as an assist. I just classify it as a pass. Because when you see players like Ozil, Tony Kroos, Kevin De Bruyne, that is what you call an assist. An assist is a pass that makes it easy for a striker to score. Don't you dare tell me that that's what Timo Werner did, because me and you have an argument. Look at De Bruyne's pass. It made it easy for him.
No, no, 100% that was not easy.
Hold
Hundred
on.
percent that was not easy.
When he controlled the ball, he became literally one-on-one. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Excuse me, that's an assist. When Trent Alexander-Arnold crosses the ball to your head, that's an assist. Not when you give a short pass and then the player boots. That's not an assist, mate. Because if the striker did not do all the work on his left foot and what a strike, that's just a pass. I know,
Uh,
yes, it's classified as an assist. It's go under his name as an assist. But to me, my own, that's not an assist. When Ozil does, oh my god, you need to watch Ozil play
no, I know Ozzy. Ozzy was like my, you remember all those years I used to pattern my game like off Ozil. Like I'll literally be like trying to like pass like all the slickest types of passes.
because that's what you call an assist. An assist is a pass that when the striker has it, it makes his life easy. Not he has to work for his goal and shoot from 40 yards out. I mean, that's not an assist, mate. That's just me passing you the ball and you taking a glory shot. Sorry, but the credit is on you.
So do you don't think they can make top four?
Is Villa going to stop or is Villa going to continue? That's the question. I don't think Tottenham's top four is based on Tottenham. I don't think the top four right now is based on any team, because is the top four is only going to be based on one team dropping off. Like Villa, they had a draw, and if Tottenham really wanted this top four, not that they don't want it, but if you know what I mean, they would have taken the win against United to like put them in that spot. But they both had a draw, so now it's a reset. They have to go again next week. So if none of them drop off, I think we're going to be in for like a very crazy ending of a Premier League that we've never seen before.
Yeah, and definitely I said that Arsenal win the league, and now I'm saying Man City can literally
Can't
run away,
wait.
probably run away with it. I'm not trying to change my prediction here, but like this is a season that like none before. Like everyone is just high on the road, and a very little. Like I'm pretty sure the person that wins the league will not. Last season, Man City won the league, I think, with 95 points or something like that. I can't remember how many points. I don't think the person that wins the league will get up to 90 points. Like that's just how I feel.
I think it's going to
This
end at like maximum 87 or
it's
8.
probably, yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely. So that was Manchester United Tottenham, and it was good. So it was a good game, I have to say. Not better than City Newcastle, but it was a good game. Let's move on to the next one. Chelsea Fulham. Um this is Chelsea's third straight win in the Premier League, actually. Not in all in Premier League, because they lost to what's their name? Freaking Middlesbrough 1-0 in the League Cup semi final. But third straight win in the Premier League. They are now 8th on the table. That's a big achievement. You have to say that's a big achievement, right? Well,
I mean,
and
the money they have spent, I mean, they should be
no, it's a big achievement comparing to where they were before. Like, I mean, yeah.
moving up 2 places. Big achievement.
I mean, technically, I don't think they will stand, but we'll go into that more. And then Cole Palmer, what we call ice. Everyone is giving
Who?
him ice,
Who, sorry?
ice Cole Palmer, Cole
Who?
Palmer, ice Palmer, bro.
You
The
mean,
one that does the.
you mean Cole Pelma? Because all these
Oh
scores is
my,
penalty.
oh my God, you are The media is giving him one. You are giving him one. Which one should we stick with?
Both.
Okay.
Yes. Yes is a I rate him for breaking up CE to get game time. That's what I rate him for. He's been playing football, don't get me wrong. I think in the last episode I praised him. I am praising him, but please, it's not any penalties, mate. Please, come on.
Yeah. So he ice cold from the spot and secures Chelsea's 1-0 win over Fulham. So question is eighth position the highest Chelsea can end up at the end? And I know this is a messed up question, but I'm actually be serious. Because you look at the other teams around them, Newcastle, United, Brighton.
If you're an Arsenal fan, please find my Instagram, message me, and I will give you David's number so you can talk to him about that question. If you're a Chelsea fan, you can talk to him about that question because I think this question shouldn't be overlooked by Chelsea fans. Is that really is eighth position the highest a Chelsea team?
This current Chelsea team
A
can
team
finish,
that has
yeah.
won the Premier League in the last 8 years. Really, David?
But it's not the same Chelsea team though.
So
This
the
is pretty
answer
much
to your
like
question, yes, that's the highest the conversation.
you know
That
what?
is
You're crazy. So
that
you want
is
this you want me to
that
look like
is
a
yes. It's David that asked the question, but I'm just following up with an answer because that's my job to answer questions. And
you
yes,
see
that's
this they say
yes.
great minds think alike. So for the fact that I'm thinking it and you could answer yes, meaning what both thinking it. You know what I
No,
mean?
don't think it. Don't get me involved in this. Don't get me involved. I have a lot of Chelsea fans that are right next to me, so don't get me involved in this. But I think last week I thought it was 10 space that was the highest, but they proved me wrong. So
I mean technically Brighton haven't played, so that could probably change. If Brighton plays, things could end up coming back to where it was.
It's-
Um
this is disrespectful to
but anyways, let's move on to one of because I'm not even going to spend too much time. I'm sorry, but like I literally don't have anything to say about the game.
wow.
Um they got the 3 points. What's really hooray with the amount of money they spent? Shouldn't that be a normal?
That should I agree with you.
S- So like I'm not even going to say anything about it. Next up, Burnley Luton. Game finished 1-1. But this particular game, this and obviously Burnley or Luton are like 3 points above Burnley, 1 point above relegation, like Everton, which is like in front of them, who is in front of them. But like Burnley obviously took the lead. Yes, Burnley took the lead, and Luton then equalized. But the way Luton equalized was very suspect, right? So my question from the game, I don't know if you watched. Did you watch it? Did you see
I actually didn't know.
the? I wish I could play for it right now. But it was very controversial, and well, I guess my question cannot stand. But like,
I think you can answer your own question right now.
I mean, I think the goal shouldn't have stood. But like, let me just tell you what happened. So they played this guy plays the ball into the box. I think after a corner sequence, they plays the ball into the box, and then the defense. I think it was Adebayo or some. That's his name. I think that he's the one. He then backs into Trafford, James Trafford, right? And because Trafford is coming out to punch the ball, but then Adebayo comes in and backs into Trafford, like, and then Trafford falls on the floor, and then Morris then has the chance to then head the ball into a wide open net, and it goes to VAR, and VAR technically doesn't says on, and the ref gave it as a goal, so VAR just kind of agree with it. And I don't know. Now looking back, I do not think that goal should stand. And I don't. Let me see if I can play it for you to watch, and maybe we can all watch together. I do not think that goal should have stood. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, let me see if I can play it. Burnley versus Luton. The goal was just stupid. Yes, I think if I can share my screen with you, let me just share my screen with you and we'll see where that is. Let's see, window. Let's do this. No, Chrome tab. Let's go. So I don't know if you saw that. Oh
Look
no,
at
you know. Well, okay. Let's play. Shall we? Should I play? Let's play it again. Shall we? Just for the
Tuesday.
fun of it. Just for the fun of it. Let's play it again, right?
Tuesday.
Uh, um. So let's see. Let's go back to this. Is just about here.
Mate, I'm not seeing nothing.
Really?
Okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's that's crazy. That's weird. I don't know if we should be doing this like right now, but
It's all right. It's all right. Let's move on.
oh wait. That's why. My bad. That's why.
You do.
Yeah, let them just put it like right here.
Was Mengi. Tried the give and go. Just Foster in an advanced position for the home side. Trying to dig their heels in here. Trafford comes, doesn't get anywhere near it. And Morris heads home off the bench with an equaliser.
I see why you say you shouldn't stand, but he wasn't getting there.
He was literally getting there though.
He wasn't getting there, mate. He wasn't. He was. Even the commentator, you can see clearly said, and I quote, he doesn't get anywhere near it. He was not getting there in his wildest dreams. He misjudged the cross, and he got punished for it. Maybe you have a different opinion, but to me, he misjudged the cross. That's it.
Yeah, I guess that's we'll probably have to live with it like that. And we'll probably have to. It is what it is. Both got 1 point. Luton is not. I don't think Luton will die because they drew it. They drew. They drew the game. They are still 1 point above. 1 point below Everton and 5 points. Sorry, and 4 points above Burnley. But for Burnley, yeah, it would be a big blow for them. I don't think Luton will care, but yeah, it's one of those it is what it is type of things, and everyone has their opinion on it. The VR didn't say anything, and you know we'll just probably have to wait. I hear what's his name, Howard Webb, not the PGOML. You know when they come out with their what they call it, their takes, not their takes, their analysis. We'll just have to hear what they say. But let's move on to the last game of the first part of Match Week 21. Aston Villa, Everton. That ended 0-0. And just of breaking news that came up as before we actually started streaming this episode, both Everton and Forest have been found to breach Premier League's one of the breaches, but sustainability and stuff. So that might end up be another 10 points deduction. We don't know. You don't know what that might be. But anyways, that put aside, Everton, Aston Villa, 0-0. Is it a disappointing result for either side?
Mm, Everton, yes. Aston Villa, yes. I think so. Because Everton, I think They've had 10 points deduction. I think they need to grab as much points as they can now to be comfortable. Aston Villa, they're in a position that they have not been in probably 20 years. So they need as well to always have results. Even if it's a 1-0 win, they just need to always have results. Yes, taking a point away from home is still something, but not in the position you are right now. You need 3 points. You need to sit comfortably in that top three. You need to.
That's actually no, I do agree with that. Like it's fair. Like Villa in a position where they could literally go above. They could have literally gone above City for for third, having played one more game than City, but they didn't. They couldn't take their chance. But it is what it is. We'll see how this season plays out, and yeah, but definitely the second part of match week 21 will be next week. Arsenal hosts Crystal Palace Saturday.
Easy win for Crystal Palace.
I feel like now you're just taking the piss, but it's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
not,
Now
I'm not, Olisa lately, excuse me. Olisa and I have been playing football.
okay. And then Brentford hosts Sheffield, and Ivan Tony. Sorry, Brentford host Forest. Ivan Tony will probably be back for that game, either off the bench or he might actually start. Sheffield hosts West Ham. Bournemouth hosts Liverpool, and it rounds up with Brighton playing Wolves on Monday. So that's how we are going. But before we round up the live stream, I just have a few questions to ask you and just hear your thoughts. Right now, the AFCON and the Asian Cup have kicked off. We have seen some results. What do you think of the AFCON so far? Because I think we are more affiliated with the AFCON than the Asian Cup, more or less.
What do I think? What do you mean by what do I think?
Like so far, the results, Nigeria drew their game 1-1. I can't remember this country that lost 2-1 to this other country. Like it was just bizarre. The host Cote d'Ivoire, they won their game comfortably. Senegal too won their game today comfortably. What I mean so far, has there been anything? Algeria drew also. Ghana lost. That was the country I was talking about. Ghana also lost to Cameroon drew their game. These are pretty much the favorites. Egypt drew their game. So these are pretty much the favorites, and so far they haven't looked as all the hype says. So I don't know if you think of it, if you are thinking of anything about it so far. You're really too deep into it.
Um, it's AFCON. You, we know what's going to happen. People start off strong, people start off weak, but at the end of the day, Egypt, they are always going to be a threat. Nigeria as well. I haven't heard anything about Morocco. Why?
No, they haven't played yet. They are playing tomorrow.
If they threaten the World Cup, I think they should do a lot of damage in the AFCON and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. I don't really dig deep into AFCON unless like some certain countries I like are playing. But other than that, I'm not really a fan. I'm not a fan of the Asian Cup. I'm not a fan of the international friendlies. I'm not a fan of anything. I'm a fan of Premier League, and that's about it.
Okay. So
I
then,
do
which will
watch.
make my next question weird? The Spanish Super Cup. Obviously, Madrid ended up winning it 4-1. Vinicius scoring a 38-minute hat trick. Coincidentally, I don't know if it's just crazy how coincidences happen like this. He's wearing the number 7, scoring a hat trick against Barcelona, playing in a previous number 7 stadium. You know, Ronaldo's current team, Al-Nassr, that was where the final was, and he ended up scoring a 38-minute hat trick. I don't know. Everything was just adding up, like you feel me?
I'm not following. Where's the coincidence?
The fact that he's wearing number 7, scoring a hat trick against Barcelona, which Ronaldo has done before in Ronaldo's current team stadium, and then he hits the C celebration. I don't know. There was just a lot of things going on. That's just like coincidence.
All I'll say is Vinicius, you're a young man, create a name for yourself. That's what I'll say.
Okay. Anything on Barcelona? Anything on Barcelona?
Araujo, work needs to be done.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough, right? Yeah.
And besides, Xavi's first final. Give him some
This
credit.
is not his first final. They won the Super Cup last year, dog.
I mean, I'm not. I'm Spanish super. Honestly, I don't want to go into that because I'll be very hypocritical for me to go into that because when Messi was winning it, I was making noise with it, but now I don't want to be hypocritical. But let's say it's one of them ones. Like
Okay.
we
Next
can't
up.
we cannot say too much about the Club World Cup. That's the same thing. We cannot say too much about the Spanish Super Cup.
Okay. Next up. Bayern Leverkusen.
They
Those.
cannot be stopped. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, they'll eventually make a mistake, yes, but
23 wins, 3 draws, 82 goals scored. 82 goals. 82 goals scored.
zero losses.
0 losses. They are the only team in Europe's top 5 league that has not lost a game this season. Currently, I think they are 5 points above Bayern, but Bayern has a game in hand. Um, I don't know what to say about them. Like what can you say? I actually don't know what to say about it. It's like they just came and took the whole you and the fact that no one is necessarily talking about it because I think they're either in conference league or I think they're Europa. But then no one is, and then also they're also in Bundesliga. No disrespect to Bundesliga, but like no one is talking about it that much. You know what I mean?
Disrespect taken.
Please, but you get what I mean?
I believe that is being. I mean, probably your wherever you watch your football is probably centered. But me, wherever I put on football, I always hear speculations about Bayern Leverkusen. Are they going to be stopped? So on and so forth. I mean, eventually, this always happens with Dortmund, with whatever. Eventually, Bayern will just keep getting results and keep staying behind, and then they will let up and Bayern will sweep up. We've seen it for the past like 7 years now. It's a constant, but hopefully there'll be a change because for a team to constantly be winning the league for like God knows how many years, it needs to stop. Just like Juventus, they got stopped in Serie A. Now I think Bayern needs to be stopped.
Yeah, and hopefully someone can stop City too. You know, I'm just throwing that out there. So, uh, and then also before we move on to some last few things, Jordan Sancho, he's now Jordan Sancho. He's now back to Dortmund. Um, on his second debut, he comes off the bench and he assists Marco Reus. Um, doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that make you happy to see that he's back playing football?
I'm so sorry, but he's always been the Sancho we know. Like, give him the space, give him the
Oh,
freedom, and he will perform.
my bad. I was just corrected. Not Jordan, Jaden Sancho. I'm so sorry, please. Sancho, if you ever watch this, I say this, please. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, Jaden Sancho.
You're forgiven.
Yeah. So, do you think he has a future at United? Like, even if when he goes to Dortmund, does whatever he does.
I think if he apologizes, he will have a future.
But do you think he will apologize?
He's a South London boy. I don't think he would.
Okay. Okay. And lastly, we'll just touch on this because I don't want to spend more time on this. Saudi and some players such as Benzema and Henderson. In Benzema's case, it's reported that he's not coming into training. He's meant to report to training, but he's not doing that. And then Henderson is 6 months in. He's looking like he wants to leave. The same thing. It was also reported the same thing about Firmino. I don't know how true that is, but Henderson's zone is more concrete because Ajax are kind of pushing him. What do you feel about that? Is there any
I have no
no
feelings with that. No,
no
no,
feelings?
no.
No feelings towards that. Okay. Okay, that's okay. No, I vibe with that. That's okay. Um, but yeah. So with that being said, we have come to the end of our live stream. Again, if you watch this after our live stream, please don't forget to answer the question. Drop in the comments what team you support. Tell us. We'll report back to you guys and we'll vibe with you guys. Try to connect and see how things go. Don't forget to like, please like, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when we are going live. Also, as usual, on all other platforms, wherever you get your podcast, we are there. If you don't watch YouTube, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast, we are there. TikTok, Instagram, please follow us. We'll drop some things during the week, little contents for you here and there, so that we can interact with you guys. But this has been a blast, Spy, as always. We hope you guys have an amazing week ahead. We'll be back probably Tuesday, probably, but we don't know yet. We'll be back to review the second half of match week 21 that kicks off with Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. Hopefully Arsenal can get back to winning ways, but we'll see.
Easy way for Palace. Palace. Palace.
But this has been a blast. Have an amazing one, guys. We're out.